Good evening, I'm Tips Mahoy, and this is ArthIntel Evening Edition. Coming up, 2 killed after Apache helicopter from Fort Hood crashes in Salado, Texas. Earthquake response strains Colombia's new government and rescuers as they race against the clock. USS Abraham Lincoln sailors tried to jump overboard amid extended deployment, reports. That plus a check of the weather across the country. First tonight, the headlines making news around the world. Two soldiers were killed Wednesday when a U.S. Army Apache helicopter crashed in Salado, Texas. Bell County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Bill Coleman says the 2 on board were pronounced dead at the scene after the aircraft went down in a field without hitting any homes or structures. "You could tell this was a violent crash," Coleman said. The Army confirms the AH-64 Apache was based out of Fort Hood, and officials say the crash also ignited a wildfire that was still burning out of control as of 3:30 p.m. No cause has been determined, and the victims' names will be released 24 hours after families are notified. Colombia's new government is racing against time after a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck the country's west. President Abelardo de la Espriella says at least 265 people are dead and nearly 500 missing, though civilian-run databases put the missing figure at more than 4,100. Rescue crews in Cali, Pereira, Manizales, and Quibdó continue pulling both survivors and victims from the rubble, including a young woman freed alive in Pereira after a grueling 12-hour operation. International aid is now pouring in, with the United States pledging more than $15 million and Mexico and El Salvador sending tons of supplies, as officials warn the window to find survivors alive is closing fast. Military families and members of Congress are raising alarm over conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, where the crew is in its 9th month at sea and has gone a record 250 consecutive days without touching land. According to the Navy Times and Stars and Stripes, there have been multiple attempts by sailors to jump overboard, with one wife saying her husband texted her that he hopes he doesn't wake up tomorrow. Democratic Congress members Mike Levin and Jason Crow have described dire conditions on board, including broken toilets, moldy showers, and inadequate food, while Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has dismissed such accounts as fake news. A Navy official told The Guardian it has not identified an increase in reported suicidal ideation or attempts aboard the ship, and pointed to onboard counselors, chaplains, and a support network for the crew. Turning now to politics. Your website should make you money, most don't. Toolbox Development builds sites that actually rank on Google and turn visitors into calls. No contracts. Find them at toolboxdevelopment.net. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement may soon arm officers with gloves that deliver electric shocks, according to a Department of Homeland Security note. The gloves, called Glove, can deliver up to 380 volts and up to 30 pulses per second at the push of a button, and could cost ICE up to $20 million. DHS says the equipment is meant to help officers safely arrest and remove criminal illegal aliens, but the ACLU's Jen Rolnick Borchetta warns it gives agents a concealed means of delivering terrible pain with less accountability. The purchase comes as ICE faces scrutiny over fatal shootings during recent enforcement operations. The Justice Department is firing back after the D.C. City Council sent letters to governors of 10 states demanding they pull their National Guard troops out of Washington. Assistant Attorney General Colin McDonald responded in a letter saying the council has no power to order the troops removed, calling the demand impotent theatrics not worth the paper it's written on. According to the Justice Department, the federal operation has led to more than 16,000 arrests and the removal of nearly 2,000 firearms since President Trump ordered the Guard's mobilization in August 2025. McDonald urged the council to withdraw its letter and instead focus on toughening D.C.'s criminal laws. In a stunning upset, David Crowley has won Wisconsin's Democratic primary for governor, defeating frontrunner Francesca Hong by less than half a percentage point. The result defied every statewide poll, which had shown Hong with a double-digit lead. Crowley's comeback was fueled by a late endorsement from popular Gov. Tony Evers, after Crowley had dropped out of the race in July before relaunching his campaign. Crowley now advances to face Republican U.S. Rep. Tom Tiffany in the November 3rd general election, while Hong has pledged her full support for Crowley's campaign. Turning now to finance and the crypto markets. This spot is available. ArthIntel reaches a daily news audience on the Evening Edition and across ArthIntel.com. To advertise with us, visit ArthIntel.com. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission is warning prediction market platforms to clean up their act when seeking approval for trading incentive programs. In guidance issued Wednesday, the agency said it's seeing a rise in filings that are often procedurally or substantively deficient, making it hard to verify compliance. The CFTC says rewards tied to high trading volume could push traders toward wash trading or other manipulative practices, and warned that market maker programs offering guaranteed profits or loss coverage through stipends and rebates could also encourage fraud. Shares of Securitize plunged 20% in after-hours trading Wednesday after the tokenization company missed Wall Street's second quarter expectations in its first earnings report since going public last month. The firm, known for managing BlackRock's BUIDL tokenized money market fund, reported revenue of $14.4 million, down 5% from a year earlier and well below analyst estimates of $20.6 million. Securitize posted a $2.37 per share loss, far wider than the expected 15-cent loss, with a total net loss of $21.7 million. CEO Carlos Domingo called the quarter softer, though he noted first-half revenue was still up 16% year-over-year, powered by a record first quarter. Goldman Sachs is making a major move into Bitcoin income products, acquiring NEOS in a $2.25 billion deal that includes the Bitcoin covered call ETF, known as BTCI. The purchase comes after Goldman filed its own competing Bitcoin income ETF back in April, a filing that ETF analyst Eric Balchunas says now makes more sense given the acquisition. According to the bank, Goldman Sachs Asset Management, Innovator and NEOS together oversee more than $130 billion in ETF assets. The move puts Goldman in direct competition with BlackRock's similar Bitcoin income fund, BITA, though Bloomberg data shows BTCI has fallen more than 42% over the past year and carries a higher fee than its rival. And now, today's top stories from the world of sports. Paris Saint-Germain have claimed the UEFA Super Cup, beating Aston Villa 2-1. Khvicha Kvaratskhelia opened the scoring for PSG, with the Georgian star fresh after missing the World Cup with his national team. Villa hit back before halftime through 17-year-old Brian Maggio, who became the youngest player ever to score in the competition's history. The win marked the 40th trophy of PSG captain Marquinhos's career, with manager Luis Enrique's deep squad, including second-half sub Ousmane Dembele, proving decisive. Los Angeles Lakers have a new ownership group, and the deal came together at lightning speed. Mark Walter, who became majority owner just last October, has sold the franchise to Bob Iger and Josh Kushner for a record $12.5 billion. Iger told the California Post the sale came about after he and Kushner were pursuing an NBA expansion team in Las Vegas, when it was suggested Walter might be open to selling the Lakers, and he says, the deal came together in 3 days. The Athletic reported a similar timeline, with a source saying Kushner reached out to Walter on a Friday, and the agreement was finalized over the weekend. And finally, here's a look at temperatures across the country right now. It's hottest in Dallas at 100 degrees, while Seattle is the coolest spot on the board this evening at 73. That's ArthIntel Evening Edition for now, 11 stories coast to coast. I'm Tips Mahoy for ArthIntel, signal over noise. Help us spread the signal, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. For complete stories and extra insights, visit ArthIntel.com.